Welcome back to the Sideline News, wrestling fans. Today, we're diving deep into some heated controversy surrounding AEW President Tony Khan. Recently, Tony has been blasted by an ex-wrestler, and tensions are rising both inside and outside the locker room. Stay tuned as we break down everything you need to know about this story.
Tony Khan has really been under the microscope lately, hasn't he? With former stars coming forward to speak out about their experiences and fans getting involved on social media, it's like the pressure cooker is reaching a boiling point.
Absolutely. And what's fascinating is how this mix of backstage drama and public scrutiny is creating waves far beyond just AEW's locker room. The wrestling world at large is watching closely. For a company that's been praised for its innovation and momentum in 2025, these controversies add some serious complexity.
Yeah, and it feels like every time Tony Khan makes a move, whether it's responding to critics on Twitter or handling the fallout from wrestler disputes, it sparks another conversation. Some fans love his directness, others think it's a distraction from bigger issues.
Right, and when you consider how AEW has grown into one of the top wrestling promotions, it's clear that the stakes are high. The talent wants respect and opportunity, and fans want authentic storytelling. When those expectations aren't met, tensions surface quickly.
Exactly. And we're also seeing how the pressure from WWE's aggressive competition affects decisions behind the scenes. Tony Khan is juggling talent management, brand growth, and a vocal fan base all at once. It's a tough balancing act.
Which makes this story so compelling. Today, we're going to break down what triggered this backlash, the key voices in this drama, and how Tony Khan has been navigating through it all. Let's get right into the details. So it all began with some serious criticism coming from former AEW star Jake Hager, who didn't hold back in airing his frustrations about how Tony Khan ran the company. Hager has openly slammed Khan's management, particularly focusing on the chaotic period following the infamous CM Punk situation.
Right. During an interview, Jake Hager revealed that Tony Khan stormed into an all-talent meeting unannounced. Yes, a meeting of wrestlers discussing serious backstage issues after that CM Punk controversy, and disrupted it by yelling at the talent. Hager described the moment like this. Tony was furious because some wrestlers, namely Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler, had refused to appear on TV due to dissatisfaction with storylines. Khan threatened to put them in a 6-man match with just 6 minutes' notice. Imagine the tension in that room.
Hager went on to say that those kinds of interactions made the locker room feel disrespected and sidelined. He even expressed regret that he didn't stand up to Khan at the time. And the story doesn't stop there. Jake shed light on how unprofessional he found Khan's contract negotiations. After helping put AEW on the map with matches like Stadium Stampede, Hager says he was offered just an 18-month deal. He felt undervalued and believed Khan didn't really want him around.
Exactly. Jake said he recognized his contributions to AEW's early success. He was part of the debut episode and a major spoiler in storylines, but was given a cold shoulder in return. He described the contract discussions as very one-sided. It was clear to him Tony wasn't interested in keeping him long-term.
Hager didn't stop there. He claimed that Tony Khan struggled to take criticism and insisted on running the company his own way, surrounded by yes-men who don't challenge him. According to Jake, this resulted in inconsistent storytelling and a frustrating backstage atmosphere where the wrestlers felt like playthings.
So, from that point onward, Jake's feelings of frustration and disillusionment grew, contributing to his decision to retire and step away from wrestling altogether. His candid comments shine a harsh light on the backstage realities that fans rarely see, and certainly turned up the heat on Tony Khan's leadership in AEW. And it doesn't stop with Jake Hager. Ricochet, a current AEW star, well known for his high-flying talent and intense in-ring skills, recently made waves on social media by saying he's been screwed by AEW all the time. He wasn't shy about calling out Tony Khan and AEW for not giving him the opportunities and recognition he believes he rightfully deserves. It seems Ricochet feels frustrated behind the scenes despite his hard work and continued climb up the ranks.
That definitely adds another layer to the growing story of tension in AEW. Ricochet has been a key player in the company ever since his debut at the All-In event, and he's developed one of the best heel characters in AEW. But his comments reveal a wrestler who feels restricted creatively and sidelined when it comes to championship opportunities.
Ricochet has openly talked about how his matches sometimes get short shrift, with limited time in the ring that affects how well he can perform. It pointed to the challenge of showcasing high-quality wrestling in short 3-minute TV segments where he not only has to focus on his own performance, but also help other wrestlers look good. That can sometimes lead to frustration for someone who knows their potential.
Beyond Ricochet's on-screen frustrations, he's also been very vocal defending AEW and Tony Khan when critics attacked him. For example, Ricochet blasted a Forbes contributor on social media for criticizing Khan's decisions, showing he's protective of AEW's leadership, even while expressing his own grievances.
But the tension took a more serious turn recently when Ricochet was accused by another wrestler of interfering with their UK work visa. That accusation, though not proven, illustrates how much friction and drama is bubbling up between talent within AEW. Ricochet's willingness to speak out publicly shows he's unafraid to confront these issues head-on, for better or worse.
So while Ricochet is still an important and compelling presence in AEW, his criticisms alongside Jake Hager's paint a picture of a locker room filled with mixed feelings about Tony Khan's management and the direction of the company. It will be interesting to see how these tensions evolve moving forward. Now, Tony Khan hasn't stayed silent either. He has been actively responding to both critics and fans, especially on social media, where wrestling discussions are loud and fast-moving. One of his most memorable moments came when a WWE fan tweeted that WWE would close AEW down. Tony's response was nothing short of iconic. He fired back with a witty Star Trek gif featuring Patrick Stewart as Jean-Luc Picard, captioning it, "That will be the day." It was a clear message. Tony is confident that AEW isn't going anywhere anytime soon and isn't intimidated by WWE's aggressive tactics.
He's been remarkably active on platforms like Twitter, using humor and pop culture references to engage with followers and deflect negativity. For example, when fans voiced displeasure about changes such as music adjustments for wrestlers, Tony was quick to address them directly, sometimes even switching things back after real-time fan feedback during shows. His interactive style shows a willingness to listen and pivot when necessary, a rarity in the sports entertainment world.
Of course, his approach gets mixed reviews. While many fans appreciate his direct communication and see it as a sign of transparency and modern leadership, others argue that Tony should be more focused on handling backstage issues quietly and strengthening relationships with wrestlers. Some even say he spends too much time on social media, which might distract from the bigger picture of running a major wrestling promotion.
Tony Khan also frequently talks about AEW's accomplishments and future plans in media calls, emphasizing AEW's growth, its partnerships with streaming platforms like Max, and the company's commitment to innovation and fan satisfaction. Yet, despite these public assurances, the recent controversies have undeniably thrown a spotlight on the challenges still facing AEW.
So whether you admire Tony Khan's boldness on social media or question his handling of internal issues, it's clear he's very much in the spotlight, handling a tough balancing act between public engagement and company leadership in one of pro wrestling's most competitive landscapes. This is all happening amid the ongoing wrestling rivalry between AEW and WWE. WWE has been counter-programming AEW events, trying to undermine their ratings and business.
And AEW is gearing up for some huge shows like Forbidden Door 2025, bringing in talent from NJPW, Stardom, and CMLL. Tony Khan is trying to push innovation, but the pressures are intense.
The tension between wrestlers and management can impact locker room morale and the public's perception of AEW. Wrestling promotions need unity behind the scenes to thrive, especially when competing with giants like WWE.
However, Tony Khan's willingness to engage publicly shows he's not backing down. Whether that will help or hurt AEW long-term remains to be seen.
All eyes will be on AEW in the coming months as these stories develop further. Will there be more fallout from ex-wrestlers? Will Tony Khan change how he manages talent? And how will AEW compete against WWE's aggressive strategies?
Keep watching as we continue to bring updates on this evolving saga. Wrestling is not just about the action in the ring, there's always drama behind the scenes. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more wrestling news and updates. See you next time.